Hi guys, and welcome to another video. This is going to be a state of the collection video. So I have lined up in front of me all of my automatic watches in roughly chronological order of when I purchased them, and I'm just going to go through the current state of my watch collection and show you guys what I have, what I think about them, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you want to see a more detailed review of any of these watches, do let me know in the comments. And yeah, so to start with, the first automatic watch I picked up was the Seiko SKX 007. This one about 10 years ago now, and it was my only watch for very long time, 6 or 7 years. The rest of the watches have all come in the last few years as the collecting bug bit. But yeah, the trusty SKX 007, it's a fantastic watch, still going strong and keeping good time, good power reserve. The bracelet is a strap code Oyster. Have done a video comparing some of the strap code Oyster straps that I have, so feel free to check that one out. So yeah, that's where it all started for me, the trusty SKX 007. Next on the list, roughly, was the SARB 035. Managed to pick one of these up just before they went discontinued. Love this watch. This is the Seiko bracelet. Sad to say it doesn't get nearly enough wrist time because it is a beautiful watch. But yeah, there you go. This the SARB 035 was next on the list, and almost purchased at roughly the same time with the SARB 017. I was very happy to get one of these before they got discontinued because the price has gone a bit silly since, but that's it. They are just a fantastic watch. Nothing quite like it on the market, with that lovely sunburst green dial and the gold indices. Really love this watch. Similar size and case shape with the 035. Case shape is very similar, but with a different finishing. I don't know if you can see that one there, but the lugs are differently shaped and differently finished, and it wears quite differently to the 035, being a bit more of a field aesthetic, field watch. But yeah, and again, this is a strap code Oyster. So that's the 017. Next up came an SNK 809, the little probably 37mm or so field watch. I'm a big fan of the field aesthetic, and I think every Seiko fan should have an SNK 809 in the collection. But again, doesn't get nearly the wrist time it deserves, partly because of this guy that you'll see below, the Dagaz mod version of the same watch, which gets a bit more wrist time than this one's, which is a shame. But anyway, it lives in the collection, and something I'm very happy to own. The next up came the SKX 013, slightly smaller version of the 007. So if you look through my videos, you'll find another a more detailed look at the 013. Lovely little diver watch. Does wear quite small, so but good for those with smaller wrists. If you have a bigger wrist, definitely pick up the 007 over this. Give you a quick idea of how that is on wrist. I don't have the largest wrist, so it wears fine for me, but if you have a larger wrist, you may find these a bit on the small side. The next pickup was, these are not strictly in chronological order, but the Laurier Neptune. Again, if you look through my previous videos, you'll find a couple of videos of this, and yeah, love the Laurier. Fantastic vintage inspired diver with a Seiko movement, NH35. So yeah, feel free to check out those more in-depth videos on that one. This is a little manual wind Lanco that I picked up on eBay. I think the listing was really bad, the photos were terrible, and nobody bid on it. Probably not a hugely valuable watch, but it's got this lovely blue face. Keeps incredibly good time. Yes, you have to wind it up yourself, but that's no hardship. So anyone knows what the model of this watch is? Maybe a few more winds to set it running. There we go. If anyone does know which model this is, please do let me know in the comments below. But yeah, something a bit different, a bit vintage. Just a lovely little dressy piece. Next up is the Citizen Promaster NY 0040, I believe, often compared to the SKX 007, and you can see why. They're very similar in a lot of ways, but also very different as well. So the Citizen has the applied indices. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on the camera very well, but there's the applied indices, obviously different bezel design, and left-hand drive, which makes changing the time and stuff while it's on your wrist a bit of a hassle, but it's no big deal to take the watch off to do that. And it's just, it lives happily side by side, the SKX in my collection, because it just wears differently. It has a different kind of more chunky look, looks great on a NATO strap, and it wears thin. It wears a lot smaller than possibly you would think, and it's usefully thinner than the SKX. So that's the Citizen. Next up is a Certina DS Podium. So one of the few watches in my collection that's not Seiko. Powered by the, I'm not sure if it's see-through, yes it is, ETA, I can't remember the model numbers, you guys will probably know what it is. But yeah, that's the Certina DS 38mm, nice dressy watch. Display case back with the signed rotor there. So there's the Certina, and as we mentioned earlier, the SNK 809 Daggers mod with the Zin inspired dial. This one has the original hands, which I prefer to the Zin hands, Zin style hands, I should say. Just has a nice field aesthetic to it, and it's a good size. It's very wearable watch. This is on a watch gecko leather strap, Gekkota. It's a nice quality strap, and I have the same one on the next watch, which is my Hamilton Khaki field automatic. It's the 38mm one, and I just love this watch. It does everything. I think if you were only going to have one watch, this could be it. It dresses down. It's suitably sporty for weekend wear. Slim enough to go under a shirt cuff for work. And it's got that nice, easy to read, distinct field aesthetic. This is one of the newer ones with the 80-hour power reserve. Hamilton, I believe they modified the ETA movement a bit to increase the power reserve, and it's fantastically accurate. This watch loses less than a second a day, and it's one of my favorite watches. So there's the Hamilton, and the most recent pickup is the Seiko SKX 031, so what's often referred to as Seiko's Submariner, and I've always wanted one of these. Found one on eBay for a reasonable price, so I picked it up. I think maybe something wrong with the 7S26 movement in this. It doesn't keep very good time, so I may try and swap that out with a new movement from another watch. But yeah, I've been a fan of this one for a long time. They were hard to get for a while. Good ones fetch huge prices now. So, this one's got a little bit of damage there on the bezel, but nothing major. And yeah, very happy to add one of these to my collection. So that's the Seiko SKX 031. And that about wraps it up. Those are that's the state of the collection here in late 2018. So guys, do let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more detailed look at any of those watches, and let me know as well if you were gonna sell any of these or definitely keep any of these. Which ones would you keep and which ones would you sell? Because I'm starting to think I have too many watches, but you guys let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.